Have you ever opened your Pacific gas and electric bill and been shocked by the balance? If you thought it couldn't get any worse, PG&E just raised its summer peak rate to an unbelievable 73 cents per kilowatt hour. Frustrated customers online can't help but feel ripped off. Hello, I'm Sinue, and welcome to the DroneQuote channel. In January 2024, the average bundled electric rate for PG&E was a staggering 45 cents per kilowatt hour. That's almost 2.5 times the national average. I know it's California, but why are their rates so high? I remember when SDG&E electricity set me back 12 cents per kilowatt hour in 2012. Now, one of the lowest prices I could find started at 35 cents per kilowatt hour, a 290% increase over 12 years or 20% annually. SCE and PG&E are not far behind. So why are these rates so high? According to CalMatters, a California news outlet, one reason is the size of the state and the fixed costs of operating such a sprawling grid. Your electricity bill includes maintenance, generation, transmission, distribution, and upgrade costs. Now consider the size of California and the terrain. The CPUC states there are over 250,000 miles of transmission and distribution lines. That's 10 times around the circumference of Earth. Yeah, I said Earth. And you know what else California rates have going? Fires.
Fire.
I'll bet you $10 you won't believe the number of reported wildfires between 2001, when the National Interagency Fire Center started keeping more accurate records, and 2002. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
190,000 wildfires in 21 years. Now, not all of them were related to utility equipment, but some of the larger and more deadly ones were, like the Dixie Fire that burnt almost 1 million acres, or the 2018 Camp Fire that caused 85 deaths and cost PG&E a $13.5 billion settlement. So with those costs, who do you think will foot the bill? If you guessed Mexico, you're wrong. Obviously, it's the ratepayer. And how much you pay depends on more than just how much power you use. So paying attention pays dividends. Electricity is expensive, but being attentive and understanding how you get charged can save you money. Your electric utility rate will determine the variables that affect your price multiplied by the used volume of electricity. In most California utilities, these variables include where you live, how much electricity you use, and when you use power. Most utilities implement a tiered system where exceeding the price of electricity increases per unit costs as you level through the tiers, with the highest tier being the most expensive. And of course, there's the crowd favorite, time of use. This is where the utility charges you more during one block of time than another, like between 4 to 9 p.m. when rates are eye-wateringly high, to the middle of the night when they cut you some slack, or during the day before 4 p.m. when rates are still high, but not as high. Fortunately, there's solar power to take the edge off, right? Well, going solar used to be a no-brainer for slashing electricity bills, but those days are now behind us. The main reason is net metering 3. It devalued energy back to the grid by about 75%, reducing the financial benefit of going solar. It's no longer a quick path to ROI, now that the utilities got their way. But all hope is not lost. Only the big 3 utilities in California devalued solar power so drastically. Many smaller utilities still offer desirable net metering terms. Now, let's take a moment to be unbiased, shall we? We sell solar and roofing in California, so clearly I'm in favor of solar adoption. However, I have pointed out that as more people went solar, utilities faced growing operating costs with a shrinking customer base. They weren't just going to sit there and let the last 15 years of aggressive solar adoption continue to hit their bottom line. They had to put an end to what they considered freeloading customers who installed solar and got to skip out on paying their part. When the hammer dropped in April 2023, Net Metering 2 gave way to the end of an era with the introduction of Net Metering 3. And then the lawsuits came. This is America, baby. We like three things: credit, big trucks, and lawsuits. We actually like a few more things than that, but for the sake of this story, that's what we like. A coalition of environmental groups has taken a bold step of filing a lawsuit with the California Court of Appeals against the infamous NEM 3 policy. Their beef? This policy slashes compensation for solar panel owners, severely impacting the solar industry and costing thousands of jobs. It's estimated that NEM 3 will have cost over 17,000 jobs by the end of 2023. And talk about David versus Goliath. One SDG&E customer filed a $10,000 lawsuit against SDG&E for price gouging. The gentleman, a Kevin Kilpatrick of San Diego, cites an 8% rise in electricity and a 25% rise in gas over the last year. I don't blame him, and I wish him luck.
In the last year, his bill has gone up 43%, and since 2017, he says, it's gone up 117%.
I get very, very stressed out.
While the courts hear arguments about solar and Kevin takes on SDG&E, there are some things you can do to mitigate these exorbitant costs for electricity. It could be as simple as monitoring your usage and knowing where and when electricity flows in the house, to installing solar panels, albeit differently than you would have in the past. The easy and simple way to control electricity costs is to use less electricity. Consider an electric blanket versus a space heater. In areas with time of use rates, don't run high demand appliances during peak hours, if you can. A more high-tech and relatively inexpensive approach would be installing usage monitors like Emporia or Sense. These show you real-time electricity usage around the house, and you can even set up alerts. If you install solar panels, you should undersize the system and include energy storage for use during peak rates. To this end, a more recent option is to incorporate portable battery solutions from the likes of EcoFlow and Anchor tied into your home and fed with portable solar panels. This saves you a hefty installation cost and offers a surprising backup capacity. Check out our video in the description for the Delta Pro versus Powerwall to see what we're talking about. Even with NEM 3, a properly designed and installed solar plus battery system can still shield you from obscene electricity costs and offer you backup power when outages happen. If only you got outage discounts, because these rates are wilding out. However, between awareness of rates and limited solar plus storage, there seems to be some relief. But here's the bigger question. How long can households succumb to the pressure of cost of living? Rents and mortgages have gone up, food and gasoline prices are up, and plugging in your iPhone now costs more. Where is the limit? Now, if you like this content, it was brought to you by the DroneQuote team. We help property owners with solar and roofing needs primarily through one-on-one education in the buying process, and now here on the tube. Check out our website at DroneQuote.net and hit the subscribe button if you feel we earned it and want to show some support. Until next time.